Good evening and welcome to today's stock analysis video. In today's video we'll be looking at two stocks, ICICI Bank and Reliance Industries. I'm looking at ICICI Bank as the stock has released its results, and the results are rather great as all the factors at which it has to be measured at have done well, so that is a good positive impact. However, now the main thing is how should we trade the stock. Now I'll look at it how should we trade it in the short term and in the long term. I personally am holding ICICI Bank, but I am looking at it for the medium term, for the coming few months, rather than what is going to happen today and tomorrow. Now when we look at it, the stock on the short term, in the short term, this ICICI Bank on Friday had a good fall, as it basically was in cohorts with the Nifty and Bank Nifty. So as the indexes declined, ICICI Bank had the same fall, and people were naturally afraid and did some profit booking before the results came out. Now that candle which has formed on the daily chart of ICICI Bank is going to be a problem for the coming sessions, and I say that as I was seeing a lot of tweets that people are bearish on ICICI Bank or bullish in the short term. Now I believe in the short term we're in the box range for ICICI Bank. We have box range number 1, that is between 746 and 759. Then we have box range number 2, that is between 746 and 765. So how I would trade ICICI Bank in the short term on a personal basis is within the zone of 746 to 765. I will only trade it intraday, as within this zone we're going to get many down moves and we're going to get many up moves. Now those moves, some will try to classify them as bearish, but they're not bearish, they're simply box range moves which always occur, and anyone with decent knowledge of candles will know that. It's nothing to be classified as bullish or bearish. I will only go bearish on ICICI Bank if we break 746. Then it is a short term short from 746 to the support zone between 733 and 738. However, on the upside, if we break the resistance level at 765, then the shorter term traders can take a short term long up till the quant resistance level at 786. There is a hurdle at 777, as that is the candle resistance. However, for me, if we break 765, we are going to 786 in the short term. On the other hand, if we break 746, you're going to 733, and within this zone it's simply an intraday game, as we'll be bouncing between 746 and 765 in a violent manner. If we open a gap up, I will first wait for it to get stopped at 759 or at 765. If any weakness forms there, then I would short it to the downside, up aiming for the subcon support. If it breaks that, then I'm bullish in the short term on it, depending on how a break of 765. I'm bearish in the short term if it breaks 746. Now when we come to the medium term and the long term, medium term and long term, I am bullish on ICICI Bank, because I genuinely believe when we look at its numbers of the fundamentals, and also when we look at the longer term charts, the stock is doing well. I initially bought ICICI Bank around 670 and then added some more at around 703, 704 rupees. So now that is good, that I will hold irrespective of what happens with this range, as this is the short term noise that is occurring in the stock. However, if we break 733, I will flee from the stock, but I do not expect it to happen anytime soon, as I believe even if we break 746, we'll come to test 733 and then have a ride back up. Now the second stock we're looking at is Reliance Industries. The reason I chose to look at Reliance is, number one, I had shared on 27 March, I had put a video on the stock, basically saying that we will be having a decline most likely up to 2,500 to 2,510 rupees. Now that is exactly what happened, and anyone can open that video and check it. And if they don't watch the full video, they can check the last about 1 minute, in which I have clearly said that yes, if we were to have a decline to 2,500 to 2,510, then traders can short from here up till there, and then it is a buy. Now that is exactly what happened as we came down till here. Then we shot up and we have met the resistance level which I had given at 2765. Now at the resistance level 2765, if you see we have faced strong rejection at this point, and now it will be important to see how to trade it in the coming sessions. Now Reliance has two news that are going to affect it. Number one is the future deal. The future deal in the short term, the guys who are looking at it in a biased manner will say that yes, Ambani managed to steal a good number of stores from Future Group and he paid nothing for them. However, I believe that is going to come a burden for Reliance in the longer term, as sooner or later he's going to have to account for that, even though he has the connections to try to avoid it, but I do not believe he will be able to avoid that bullet in the long term, as Reliance will have to account for that. Now, the positive for Reliance in the short term is that they have just bought 15 million barrels of crude from Russia, and that is at a discounted price most likely. So that will benefit the stock, as it is a juicier profit range for when they sell that fuel in the market. So how I would trade Reliance in the coming sessions. Now, as Reliance is facing strong rejection there, if the stock were to break the support, its candle support, I would say at 2,745 candle support, then I would take a short in the stock up till 2,733 or 2,720, which is another small support zone which I have not highlighted here, as it would bring a lot of clutter to the chart. So if we were to break the 2745 low, then it is a short towards 2720 to 2733. However, if you were to have a rise, then I will wait for it to come in, bump into this same resistance level, or test the high of one of these two candles, and if there is weakness again, then I'll short it back down. But if we have a decline to 2733, then I will watch there for either weakness or bullish reversal. If there's a further weakness, then the short will go up to 2,700 rupees. I do not believe in the short term we're going to break 2,700 rupees, that zone, with a good amount of volume, as if we drop to the shorter time frame charts like the 3 hour, we see that there is a candle support zone we can take at 2676. So the zone between 2676 and 2700 is going to be a good support for the stock, and if we have a pullback in the stock as it is looking as of now, then that will be the zone to start closing all your shorts and heading back for longs. I personally last week on Twitter had shared that about how Reliance traded as per plan, and in the WhatsApp group I had shared that I am booking my profits in Reliance as the stock had reached my level. I had booked 70% of the profits, and on Friday I wiped out my position fully. As in the short term, I expect the stock to have a decline or trade within this range of the high of candle 2,800 and the low of 2,733 or 2,700. But I still do not expect it to break the support at 2,760, you can say, to 2,700. If it touches that zone, I will most likely go long again for an upside move. So I'm bearish for the coming sessions, but bullish in the longer term for the stock. So that is how I'll trade Reliance Industries and ICICI Bank for the coming sessions. And do like the video and subscribe to the channel so you can view tomorrow morning's pre-market video, in which I look at how the Nifty and Bank Nifty should trade intraday. Thank you for watching.